The Exorcist 1973 is one of the most iconic horror films ever made, directed by William Friedkin and based on the novel by William Peter Blatty. Here's an in-depth look at the movie. Plot summary. The story centers on Regan MacNeil, a 12-year-old girl who becomes possessed by a demonic entity. Her mother, actress Chris MacNeil, seeks help from a young priest, Father Karras, who is struggling with his own faith. Eventually, an experienced exorcist, Father Merrin, is called in to perform an exorcism. The narrative explores themes of faith, science versus religion, and the supernatural. Cast: Ellen Burstyn as Chris MacNeil, Max von Sydow as Father Merrin, Linda Blair as Regan MacNeil, Jason Miller as Father Karras, Lee J. Cobb as Lieutenant William Kinderman, Kitty Wynn as Sharon Spencer, Mercedes McCambridge voice as the demon. Director: William Friedkin. The set experienced several unexplained accidents, including a fire that destroyed most of the sets except Regan's bedroom, where the possession scenes were shot. This led to rumors of a curse on the film. To counteract this, the director brought a priest to bless the set. Director William Friedkin was known for his intense methods. He used extreme tactics, such as firing a gun on set to startle actors and create genuine fear in scenes. Ellen Burstyn even suffered a permanent back injury after being pulled too hard during a stunt. Mercedes McCambridge gave up her voice to portray the demon. She consumed raw eggs, chain-smoked, and drank whiskey to achieve the guttural, otherworldly sound. She even insisted on being tied to a chair during recording to capture a sense of physical struggle. The film was considered so disturbing that it was banned in several countries, including parts of the UK, Ireland, and Singapore. In some places, it was only re-released years later due to its unsettling nature. During its theatrical release, some viewers fainted, vomited, or fled theaters. Ambulances were reportedly stationed outside some cinemas in case of medical emergencies. The story is loosely based on a real exorcism of a boy, referred to as Roland Doe, in 1949. William Peter Blatty, the author of the book, used this case as inspiration, though he fictionalized much of the story. The iconic pea soup vomit scene used Anderson's split pea soup for the effect. In fact, Linda Blair's aim during the scene was so precise that it hit Jason Miller, Father Karras, directly in the face, creating a genuine look of disgust. The Exorcist made history by becoming the first horror film to receive a Best Picture nomination at the Academy Awards. It was nominated for 10 Oscars and won 2, Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Sound. To heighten realism, the film included graphic medical scenes, such as the carotid angiography, which shocked audiences as much as the supernatural elements. The Exorcist has been re-released several times, including an extended version in 2000, dubbed The Exorcist, the version you've never seen, which featured additional scenes like the famous spider walk. The budget for The Exorcist was approximately $12 million, which was a significant amount for a horror film at the time. During its original release in 1973, the film earned approximately $193 million in domestic box office revenue. Globally, it grossed $428 million during its first run. Adjusted for inflation, The Exorcist has grossed over $1 billion domestically and is frequently listed as one of the highest-grossing films of all time. Positive reviews. The Exorcist received widespread praise for its storytelling, performances, and ability to evoke terror. Roger Ebert gave it 4 out of 4 stars, calling it a powerful and disturbing movie whose real strength comes from its seriousness and craftsmanship. The New York Times commended its unrelenting atmosphere of tension and the way it blended horror with deeper themes of faith and doubt. Critics lauded the cast, especially Linda Blair and Ellen Burstyn, for their emotionally intense performances. Max von Sydow's gravitas as Father Merrin and Jason Miller's internal struggle as Father Karras also drew praise. The groundbreaking special effects, like the spinning head and levitation scenes, were celebrated for their realism and innovation. It became a cultural phenomenon, breaking box office records and reshaping the horror genre by showing it could deliver both critical and commercial success. Negative reviews. Some critics and audiences found the film's graphic violence, profanity, and disturbing themes excessive and exploitative. Vincent Canby of the New York Times criticized it as a chunk of elegant occultist claptrap. A few reviewers felt that the movie was slow in parts, particularly in the build-up to the exorcism. Religious groups condemned the film as blasphemous or morally corrupt, citing its portrayal of possession and exorcism as sensationalized. Some clergy viewed the film as disrespectful, while others embraced it as a discussion starter on faith in the existence of evil. Many moviegoers appreciated the intense, visceral experience, but reports of fainting, vomiting, and walking out of theaters underscored its polarizing effect. Overall, The Exorcist polarized critics and audiences but has since solidified its reputation as one of the greatest horror films of all time.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.